Welcome to Motivator Channel. Today, we're going to unpack a really fascinating English idiom, one that describes a situation that, let's be honest, might feel a little too familiar for some of us, being used as a cat's paw. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been used by someone else? I mean, really think about it. You do all the difficult, risky work, and then you have to stand back and watch someone else get all the credit or the reward? It's a terrible feeling, right? Well, it turns out the English language has the perfect phrase for this exact kind of situation. It's called a cat's paw. So let's dive in and figure out what it really means to be one. Okay, so here's the bottom line. A cat's paw is someone who is used, manipulated by another person to do their dirty work. You know, the difficult, the unpleasant, or the risky jobs. The person pulling the strings gets to stay safe and sound, while the cat's paw is the one who has to take all the risk. It's a pretty weird image, isn't it? A cat's paw. It really makes you wonder, where on earth did a phrase like that come from? Well, the story behind it is actually what makes the meaning so unforgettable. So this idiom actually comes from a very old fable. It's a classic story about a really clever monkey and, you guessed it, a poor, unsuspecting cat. And trust me, once you hear this story, you will never, ever forget what a cat's paw means. All right, so picture this. A monkey sees some delicious chestnuts roasting in a fire. He really wants them, but he's also smart enough to know he'll burn himself if he tries to grab them. So what does he do? He spots a cat nearby, grabs its paw, and literally uses the cat's paw as a tool to pull the hot chestnuts right out of the flames. So, in the end, the monkey gets to enjoy all the tasty chestnuts, while the poor cat is left with absolutely nothing, except a badly burned paw. And there you have it. That perfectly illustrates the whole idea. The cat was quite literally the cat's paw. It was the one who was used, the one who took all the risk and suffered the pain, all for the monkey's benefit. Okay, so the story is great for understanding the why, but to really master an idiom like this, you've got to see it in action. So let's look at a couple of examples in both English and Indonesian to see how it works in the real world. Let's check out our first example. In Indonesian, you might hear, Dia hanya menjadi cat's paw dalam rencana licik bosnya. And in English, that's, he was just a cat's paw in his boss's devious plan. You see how that works? In both languages, it's crystal clear. He was the one being used to carry out his boss's shady plan, probably taking all the blame while the boss walked away clean. Now, this next one is really interesting. In Indonesian, it says, Jangan biarkan dirimu diperalat. Kamu bukan cat's paw siapapun, which translates directly into this powerful English statement. Don't let yourself be used. You're not anyone's cat's paw. So you see, it's not just for describing a situation. You can use it as a piece of advice or as a really strong warning to someone to stand up for themselves. All right, so we've gone through the definition, the fable, and a few examples. So when all is said and done, what's the one big idea you should walk away with? What's the main point here? The real lesson behind this idiom really is all about awareness. It's about recognizing when someone might be trying to position you to take all the risks just so they can get the reward. It all comes back to that powerful statement we just saw. Don't let yourself be used. You're not anyone's cat's paw. And I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. Now that you know what to look for, can you spot a cat's paw situation? Maybe in a movie you've seen, a book you've read, or maybe even something from your own life. Because just recognizing the pattern is the very first step to making sure it never happens to you. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this explainer helps you get a handle on another tricky piece of the English language. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.